You ever get accused of stealing your own groceries? I'm talking full-on confrontation in the middle of a store by someone who legit thinks they've got the right to call the cops on you just 'cause you're holding a pack of steaks. Yeah. That happened. It started on a slow Tuesday. I was off duty, had the afternoon free, thought I'd grab something nice to cook, treat myself, you know. I stopped by this upscale market in Westgate, the kind of place where arugula has its own shelf and the carts don't squeak. I'm in the meat section, taking my sweet time picking out some wagyu, when this young guy walks up. Blonde, preppy, that smug, private school confidence just radiating off him like cologne. He looks at the steaks in my cart, looks at me, then straight up says, "Hey, man. Those are mine." I chuckle, thinking he's joking. I mean, they're in my cart. But then he narrows his eyes, gets this little smack and says, "Come on, don't make this harder than it has to be. You can't afford stuff like that anyway." And just like that, I go from grocery shopping to standing in the middle of a showdown I never asked for. I say, "They want labeled with your name," trying to keep it light, not escalate. But he steps in front of my cart, won't move. Starts talking loud enough for people nearby to stop and stare about how he's gonna report me for harassment. I hadn't touched the guy. I hadn't raised my voice. But here he is, yelling like I've assaulted him over a damn ribeye. Then enters the mom. Cheryl Larson, bleach blonde bob, full Lululemon, pearls in the daytime, glides in like she's floating on outrage. "Is he bothering you, baby?" she gasps, clutching her chest like we're in a telenovela. Before I can even open my mouth to explain, she turns on me and says, "You need to leave. Now. Or I'm calling the police." And she did. She actually called 911 on me. For grocery shopping. For putting steaks in my own cart. Said I was aggressive and threatening her son and refusing to comply. Now, here's what she didn't know and why this story gets a whole lot messier real quick. I wasn't just some random guy at the store. I was off duty, yeah. Wearing jeans and a hoodie. But I've been police chief of this town for nearly a decade. 22 years in the force. I'm not new. I've seen everything but this. This hit different. 2 patrol units roll up about 10 minutes later. Ray and Delgado, good guys, younger officers, didn't recognize me in plain clothes. Cheryl runs out like she's the victim of some hostage situation. He's inside, cornered my son, I feared for our lives, all dramatic like. Meanwhile, her son's inside live streaming the whole thing like it's content. Ray walks over to me and asks calmly, "Sir, we got a report," and I just raise an eyebrow. "You're talking to Chief Miller." Delgado does a double take. Ray takes a second to compute. You could practically see the color drain from their faces. Ray mutters, "Chief," like he just realized he walked into a trap. And Cheryl. She looks back and forth between me and the 2 uniforms, and you can tell it's finally sinking in that she might have picked the wrong black man to play the victim on. But it didn't stop there. The very next morning, I woke up to garbage dumped across my lawn, broken glass, banana peels, moldy bread, an empty bottle of wine with a bow tied around it. Oh, and a note, scrawled in red marker, "Keep your kind in line." No signature. No subtlety either. Just straight up hate, bold as daylight. A few days later, food deliveries start showing up at my place. Pizzas, sushi, even 2 birthday cakes. All prepared, all ordered under my name. Then there's this mysterious noise complaint that shows up at my door. HOA citation. Apparently my dog, who doesn't bark unless there's fireworks or a raccoon, was causing emotional distress in the neighborhood. I know what this is. It's harassment. Slow, steady, exhausting. Designed to make you crack or retaliate. Death by 1,000 paper cuts. Then came the fake petition. I get a knock on my door one evening. Kara Donnelly lives down the street. Sweet woman, former school principal. She's holding a clipboard and says, "Chief, I think you need to see this." On the paper, a petition calling for my resignation citing abuse of power, dishonest behavior, and unethical conduct in a public place. Guess who started it? Cheryl. Kara says, "I didn't sign. But some neighbors have. And she's telling everyone you threatened her son with your badge." Now, I could have fought back loud. I could have gone public, lawyered up, sued for defamation. But I didn't. I stayed quiet. Because I knew, deep down, someone like Cheryl. Eventually, they sleep. And sleep she did. A few weeks go by. Nothing. Silence. Then one night, I'm watching TV and I get a text from a blocked number. Just one sentence, "Check Jake's live." I open Instagram. Cheryl's son Jake, same one who tried to snatch steaks from my cat, is outside. Drunk. Laughing. Spray painting vulgar things on someone's garage. Mine. And he's bragging. Saying stuff like, "This'll teach him who runs this street," and "My mom owns the HOA, we do what we want." I recorded the whole thing. Next day, I hand it off to a buddy at the DA's office. We pull HOA records. Guess what? Cheryl has been embezzling funds, fake repair invoices, kickbacks, luxury charges disguised as neighborhood improvements. Tens of thousands of dollars, gone. We talk to other neighbors, same story. Mysterious fees, no transparency, maintenance request ignored. And then Carol, bless her heart, finds emails. Screenshots. Backdated contracts with her signature on them. It was over. A federal audit was triggered. Cheryl was arrested in her driveway. Jake. Charged with vandalism, harassment, and obstruction. The HOA board was dissolved. Funds frozen. Cheryl ended up with 3 years in federal prison. Jake got probation, community service, and a restraining order from me. But that's not the end. About 6 months later, I'm back on the job, back in uniform, standing in the park we rebuilt with recovered HOA funds. Kids are laughing. Families grilling. Real community, not fake HOA smiles. I'm flipping burgers when someone taps my shoulder. It's Carol. She hands me a little wrapped box. Inside, a steak knife. On the handle, respect is earned. We laugh. I thank her. And across the street, a moving van is loading up the last of Cheryl's things. She's being evicted from the house she once ruled like a petty queen. I catch her eye just for a second. No words. Just one long, bitter stare. And that's when I realize I didn't just survive a game. I won. So here's the question. Was it justice? Or just a cleaner version of revenge? Let me know what you think. Would you have stayed quiet like I did or gone after her sooner? Is there ever a right time to let someone dig their own hole? Drop your thoughts in the comments, cause honestly, I'm still not sure what this says more about her or us.